Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are listening to myself and Connor. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another episode 38 of the Amateur Hour podcast. It feels again, mate, like we've not done one of these in ages, but we do it once a week. But we had that stint where before I went away, we were doing like three a week. But we are going to get onto that, people. We've recently been asking you guys for suggestions in terms of who to bring on, because I know you guys like when we bring guests on, and we've got a load of suggestions, which is good. So over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be some good podcasts, mate. But more importantly, how was yourself, bro? Back from the dead.
Back from the dead, bro. Back from the dead. First day, starting to feel all right after the plague that I caught. Bro, I hate missing training so much, and it's like technically I only missed 3 days because one of them was meant to be a rest day anyway. But like those 3 days dragged out so long. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't felt boredom like that in ages, and to be fair, I haven't like thank fuck I haven't been ill for ages, and that was the first time I've been ill in a while. So it wasn't that fun, to say the least. But back to training today, felt really, really good. I thought it was gonna be a really shit session after. Like, I think I dropped like a kilo and a bit over the last couple of days, but like I was going into it thinking it's not gonna be great. But I actually had a really, really good session, so that was fun. Um, everything's going well, man. Everything's going well. What about you?
Good,
How's
mate. I'm
things?
glad you're all right, mate. Mate,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like the last time I was ill. I think it was literally ideal. So I was thinking, thank the Lord. But I hate people. I hate people being ill. I was thinking, mate, I just don't like it when people are like. It's
It's
like
yeah,
I
bro.
just don't like it when someone messages me going, "Oh yeah, mate, I'm ill." I'm thinking, "Oh, mate," I just feel bad for them.
It's
Feel
not
bad for them.
like it's everything just is so like, bro. Do you know that feeling, right, when you've got like a because it was just a cold. It was like a cold. You know when your nose is blocked and you're trying to eat and you can't breathe,
Mate,
bro.
this is something that you didn't know about me. I actually have like a collapsed nasal cavity, so I can
Fuck yeah, you
only,
do. I remember you
mate.
mentioned this. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm literally, people say to me, "Oh, this cold's really bad," and I'm thinking, yeah, imagine living like that. When people go like, "Oh yeah, one of my noses is blocked, one nostrils blocked." Bro,
Shit.
my left
Yeah.
nostril is completely collapsed. My left nostril does not even work.
Was that from rugby or was that just
Yeah,
was?
man. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, got basically got stabbed on the face and my nose didn't break, man. I'm not joking. It's the weirdest. It was the weirdest thing ever. They're like, you've not broke your nose, but you like bent your nose, and it's where like literally connects essentially. And
yeah.
up here, it's just collapsed in.
So you
And
can
yeah,
only
man.
breathe out of one nostril.
Yeah, my right nostril is the only nostril I can breathe out of.
Is it
So
is it noticeable for you? Like, can you only feel it coming in and out one of
it
one?
was at the start, mate. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
now I'm breathing in and out. It's like,
You're just used to it.
yeah, mate. So if I put my like hand underneath my nose, I blow
You can
out.
only
It's like just
feel
one side. There's nothing out of one side, mate.
it.
It's weird. But yeah, it happens in rugby. It's where basically the cartilage, where my nose meets my head, essentially just collapsed, and then it's just there.
So
Didn't.
realistically, you're going to need a CPAP quicker than most people.
Oh yeah, for sure, mate. For
Yeah,
sure. Like I was actually looking at buying one the other
bro,
day.
me
I'm
same.
preparing myself. Because as soon as I push up, mate, it's always around like 260, 265. Mate, my
Yeah,
sleep goes. Charles actually waking me up like I can't breathe.
yeah.
So that alongside pushing body weight up, mate, it always happens. And then whenever obviously I come down, my sleep gets way better. So I'm preparing myself to get a
It
CPAP
is
machine.
worth getting one from what I've heard. Obviously, I want one. And I'm nowhere near as heavy as you, but obviously with height and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
with that one nostril not working, I can imagine it's
Mate, it honestly, people go to me. Sometimes I can't even. It's weird, mate. I can't smell. It starts to make it's completely fucked, bro. Genuinely. And when I get a cold, mate, it's like times two. And Charles always been like, "Oh nah." Family's always been like, "What do you mean?" Like, imagine having a cold on top of a cold. Like it's like I
accident.
can't. Nothing's working.
Is it
But
like you just can't use your nose at all?
yeah,
Then
mate. It's so. I'm just so used to it now, mate. Though. So used to
when
it
you
now
when
that
you
like
blow, this intrigues me so much. When you blow your nose, does it come out of that nose or not?
yeah. So it still comes out like that.
Okay,
But
okay.
like, do you know when like, oh, mate? Do you know what best way to describe it? Right? Do you know when like you blow your nose and
Yeah,
then your ears pop?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like never happens on this side. Like during your blow your nose like that hard sometimes.
Yeah, because it's
Fucking
all connected, isn't it?
yeah,
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 yeah.
mate. Ear completely gone, mate. Can't like
When
it's
when
so
you're
weird.
when you're on a flight and it pops, can you just not unpop that one?
This one doesn't. This doesn't do anything.
Mate, that
So
would
like
piss
it's
me off
always
so
so
long.
like yeah. So like literally it's just one side.
Oh no, that's way worse.
Yeah, mate. And I get like some mad ass like it's like my air's trying to come through, like my head. It's not a
Yeah.
headache, but it's like a pressure. It's weird, and it's always like, do you know when you get that turbulence when it's like, ooh, and then the
Yeah,
ears go a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit,
yeah.
like you start climbing a little bit, and everyone's ears go really. Mate, imagine that, right? And you know when you're like, oh, I've popped one ear, but I can't pop the other.
Yeah.
Mate, that's what I'm like, literally
The
the
whole
whole time,
time.
the whole time.
Mate, that would I would actually seek out. Is there surgery you can get to kind of fix
Yeah,
it?
so I was gonna have. This is the thing. So I was gonna actually have surgery. It's nothing major.
Yeah.
But then they're like, there's no point you having it because you play rugby. So I could get it now. But
Yeah, bro.
then I was
I
thinking,
would do that ASAP.
I know, but then I was thinking like, I don't want to not train.
Yeah, yeah, but
So,
time you've
and
got to
then
time that with something to
I know,
like,
mate, and then it's like I think like 6 to 8 weeks because like when you'll get oh, mate, it's just you look like a Ninja Turtle, mate. It's this big
are you
fucking
gonna have
mass,
the
right?
yeah,
And they
yeah,
break it. They have to like break something a little bit, and your eyes go all black. And mate, they've shown me pictures of what it was like. Have you ever seen somebody who's broken their nose and like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
cracked?
yeah. Yeah.
The gums go black, mate. Like all their eyes go black. It looks horrendous, and I'm thinking, why the fuck would I want to do that? Genuinely, and I've had it now for what 5, 6 years.
Just
Honestly,
learn to
mate,
live with it,
I
haven't
can
you?
literally remember the exact time it happened as well. I was in the bottom of a ruck, and someone just came in, and they literally just headbutted me, and it just went like that, and it's like a little click, like it's a
Yeah.
little click, and ever since then, mate, I got up and I was there like, I broke my nose, like my nose feels broken. And everyone's like, nah, it looks all right, no bleeding or anything. I was like, I've definitely just went to my nose, and the next thing I got an X-ray, and I'm not even joking. Mate, everyone knows this. Obviously they can't really can't scan nostrils on X-rays, but essentially it was just the top, and it was just like caved in like this, and it collapsed in, and I was there like sound, and I was there like okay, well obviously it'll get better, and they were like, yeah, this is like irreversible
Oh, mate. Oh,
sound, mate. I was there like the body will just stay there, and then it'll just like naturally do whatever it needs to
found
do,
it. Yeah.
and I was there like sound, mate. So yeah, one working nostril, guys. There we go. Left side's completely gone ski. But anyway, mate, I'm good.
Yeah,
Enough
yeah.
of
Other than that, how's everything?
mate, all good. Back into routine, which is sound. Obviously, I'm in this like everyone thought I was finished. Just to clarify, I thought I was going to finish diet, and I thought
Yeah.
looked at myself from an objective perspective. If somebody came to me looking like how I was, I'd be like, mate, you're not in a good position to push up.
Yeah.
So I've gone into a diet phase. All is good. They do it for like 5, 6 weeks. Be a little bit aggressive, and then just go into another gaining phase, mate. That's the plan of action, bro. To be honest. So,
Yeah, man.
but all is good. All is good, mate. Had a few
Mate.
more clients come on board who are competing this year as well, which is
Yeah.
nice.
What? Soon or
Yeah, mate. So UK DFBA.
okay?
So literally people who've just come on board, which is good. He won't mind me saying. And then someone for FT6 towards the back end of the year. I think it's
Yeah,
about
that's one
18.
of the last
Like,
ones, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, up
Okay.
north. So that's going to happen. But other than that, mate, all's good. All is good, mate. All's good. Training's changed, upper lower.
Upper
Now I
lower.
don't know whether, mate,
Yeah,
upper
yeah,
lower
yeah.
is the best, mate.
Bro, it's
Upper
so
lower,
good.
mate, it's the best, mate. And anyone says, why is it the best? Until give it a try and
Yeah.
you'll understand, mate. Like
I
you can,
I genuinely I don't think I even comprehended how good it would be beforehand. After running it for maybe I must be on it now for like a good 3 or 4 I was gonna say weeks, months maybe now. Um, it's been game changing. Like I am hitting everything a lot more throughout the week and a
yeah.
lot like I don't know, everything's getting stronger and everything's growing like visually very quickly.
And people, mate, it's true though, mate. I've never seen myself look the way I have,
Mhm.
never. And I'm there
Yeah,
like, and even with us, mate, or how long you've been training for, like 6, 7 years, maybe. What?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like we're still pretty young, mate, compared to people that have been training like 26 years. We can get away with training more frequently. We can get away with doing like 3 presses and 3 pulls in a session, then doing like a hip hinge the next day, and then having a rest day. Like, even though it's obviously relative to strength,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can train more frequently when you are young, and I would make the most of it. Obviously, depending on the volume and stuff that you can do on your strength, etc. But I make me and Ryan are just sending every session,
Yeah.
every session.
Spend it. It's
You see it,
fucking
see on my stories. He's just going, yeah, nice and light, and I'm thinking, bro, I'm getting like a 6 repper. Like he's saying, yeah, nice and light, mate, nice and light.
bro, it's
Um,
brilliant.
but now it's great, mate, and it's getting to the point now where I'm to like pull back volume slightly,
Yeah.
which is always good. Like when you can get more from less. So
I
Uh,
noticed that as well, to be fair. Like with my second upper session, I've started to get to a point where I'm like, it's slightly too much volume in there now. So I'm
mhm.
doing a little bit less and getting more from it, which is cool.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, really, really good. And like
it
even like
worked quite
checking
well.
with Tom, like even he's saying like because my weight's not going up as quickly as it did in our last push, but he's like, mate, this has improved so much more. And it
But
look
mate,
the look is genuinely changing, which is really, really cool.
and that's all that matters, mate. And your
Yeah.
training does make you. I'm sorry, mate. Your training is everything.
Oh, it's the be
If
all
you're
end all. If you're not training,
Are
well,
you are you in a surplus? Yes, but more importantly, are you progressively overloading your training? That is literally it. And people say to me, "Oh, upper lower." Everyone thinks you've got to do push pull legs, rest upper lower, push pull legs, push and arms posterior. Like you can do that, but when you say to somebody upper lower, they go, "That's pretty boring." Mate, I cannot think of a better session than upper and then lower, and then I go rest, and then I go again, and then
you get it.
I
So you
train.
get round to the session so much
Mate,
quicker.
I'm training legs tomorrow.
Mhm.
I've been there,
Just
just done a
finished.
legs day. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's brilliant. I would highly recommend people training upper lower. Like, and I've done. I think I did it for when I was coached by Christian the whole 2 years,
Yeah.
and then I went to push pull, legs, rest, push, and then density,
Yeah.
which yeah was great. But I just felt like I could just get a little bit more out of the week.
Hmm.
Next thing you know, I'm training things on a more frequent basis. I can the volume you can literally you can just taper things up, taper things down when you need to.
Yeah.
Like if you go into your second upper section and go, I'm on my third press, I'm thinking, or second press, I'm thinking, I just need one set here. I can just do one set and then I don't affect my next session, which comes around. It's just, mate, it's so much more enjoyable where you can just go into a session, have a platform, been like three presses, three pulls, or two presses, three pulls, whatever. And then you can be like, I can just do what I fancy, to be honest, in terms
Yeah.
of volume. Got my movements. I can just go into a session. As if it, I did two sets last week on the flat press. I thought I'm going to do one set and then I got enough on one set and then I got recovered all right. And then, but I think a lot of people just stick to the bog standard top set back off
Yeah, man.
this. Like I tried upper lower where I was doing like pressed and a pull, pressed and a pull, pressed and a pull, which worked out pretty well in terms of like keeping
Yeah.
everything moving in the right direction. And then I thought, well, I need to prioritize my push and movement. So I put my main two presses in, pull, push, then two pulls at the end. And then I thought it was a bit long and jarring. So it's just three presses and three pulls. So you can just change things around, mate, in terms of
It's
enjoyment.
so easy to customize the movements in
So
the
easy,
session.
bro.
It's yeah,
So
dude. Like
easy.
if someone hasn't run up and lower before, 100% recommend it. And like I was always a little bit not skeptical of it, but like it has a lot of hype around it.
It's just because it's boring, mate.
I didn't
Nobody likes,
know
oh, what are
what.
you training, mate? Everyone likes, oh, yeah, I want to train this and this, like back and hands and buys. Like, nobody likes to go, yeah, upper. Nobody likes to say that. What's your split upper lower? It sounds boring. People want this fancy split where it's like chest and quads, pull and hands, rest, upper. Then it's some freaky lower day with like some like mate, I'm good, thanks. I'll stick to the basics.
I'm not gonna be I'm not trying to be funny here, but like I've done a split where I had, for example, a chest and legs in the same session, and I can't think of anything worse. I know
Mate,
you've
I have
got to do what you got to do, but
awful.
like fucking hell, that is the worst session I've ever done in my life, doing chest and legs in the same session.
But
One
that's what I have to do.
minute you're pressing, and then you're thinking, yeah, sick, push, and then next minute you've got to fucking do leg extensions. It's
Mhm.
not fun. Like you have to change your whole mindset to go to a next movement. It's bullshit. Upper lower has stood the test of time. Fucking run it. You will see improvements very
Yeah.
quickly.
And then you can put your arm work on your leg day or your delt work on your leg day. You can add in more arm volume on your upper day, or then, do you know what I mean? To take away from the delt volume.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Mate, it's so simple, mate. It's so simple. Like I don't have biceps in my upper session. I put it at the start of my lower session.
Mm.
And then sometimes I might add in like a bi and tri superset at the start of like, mate, I just go in there and say, what do I fancy doing? This is what I used to stress over. Can I recover from it? Guess what, mate?
No way you caught that.
Yeah, bro. No joke, mate.
Oh yeah, Mr. Miyagi just got caught on
Fuck
Zoom.
you. Hope someone caught that.
Yeah.
But mate, where was I? Mate,
Oh
just
boy.
honestly, mate, I was like stressed about like what can I recover from? Mate, if I'm stressed about that, what am I doing? Genuinely.
Yeah.
But guess what? Ryan says to me before every session, he goes, "How are your legs feeling?" I'm thinking, I'm still going to progress so they're recovered. It's sound. Like I
Yeah.
used to be like, my quads feel a bit tough, mate. No, mate, I can't deal with it
Yes.
anymore. I'm going
Train.
in there, mate. I'm sending it. I'm progressing. They're recovered. Like
Yeah, man. It's literally just run the simple shit. It works. It always has done.
Mhm,
Even like me and Lucy were talking about it earlier. Not this, but we were talking about the style of training of grip it and rip it. It's so simple, it's so basic, but it stood the test of time. I don't think anyone has ever tried to train like that on specific movements and not seen progression.
mhm.
I don't think it's not worked for a single person ever. It's always done something.
Always.
So whether it's done a lot or done a little, but it's always done something. It's never done nothing for someone. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Look, it's you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Go in, train hard, go home, eat.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's not me saying upper low is the best thing ever, right?
No,
Don't get me wrong, it's very good. And people like sometimes people may prefer push pull legs. But I'm just saying, if you haven't tried it, don't do the whole you have to do full body, then upper lower, then push pull legs, and then make it more specific. I understand your training will get more specific the bigger you get, and obviously the more you need to work on in terms of weaker and stronger areas. Even when you have a greater understanding of what movements and what areas actually respond better to different set types, different volume, all these different things. That's when it gets more specific.
yeah,
But have fun. If
yeah.
you want push pull legs, do that. But mate, just don't deep sweat the small stuff. That's something that a lot of my clients do. A lot of my clients do, mate. Can I change this preacher single arm preacher to a single arm dumbbell curl? Well, you're technically doing the same thing, mate. So of course you can. Yeah, it might be different profiles. Do you know what I mean? Like honestly, mate, like it's
It's
the same.
it's just too much to think about when it's such a simple thing.
Yeah, like why think about it?
Overcomplicate it.
But I was talking to a client. I don't know if you watched this, but Nico, but he's just coming up to the end of his diet phase, mate. And I'm not joking. He hates bodybuilding. I've obviously spoke to you about.
Yeah,
Hates bodybuilding. He's legit. He's like peeled, right?
yeah. He is
And
yeah, he's
it
peeled.
has been like I've coached. Like, he's like I've not got a coach because everyone's there. Like you need to do this. You need to be. You need to be militant, robotic in that way. But mate, I've changed his plan. I've told him, mate, in the first 4 weeks, there's probably a PR in terms of how much I've changed someone's plan. And I was like, you know what, mate? Do what you need to do from a nutrition standpoint. You've got it all there. Run by me everything you do, and I'll just go, yep, sound. And he's like, can I do this? Can I do that? I'll just quickly track it. It's sound. He's got literally peeled, mate.
Yeah.
And it's been so easy to coach him because I've not been like, you need to do this. You need to do that. Mate, my man's doing like 3 rep pendulums. Like, do you know what I mean? But he's having fun.
Yeah.
Like, and he's going, mate, I've done like 1 rep maxes, 3 rep maxes, 5 rep maxes, like five, like literally 4.5, 5 plates on hammer strength incline, doing like a 3 rep, 3 rep. I'm thinking, yeah, enjoy.
The thing is, people are gonna go and think like doing a 2 rep max, a 3 rep max. Oh, you're not gonna grow any muscle, mate. You will pack on some fucking dense muscle
Mate,
doing
I'm
that
thinking,
all the time.
but he is literally a testament to that. He's literally, but that's
You
all he's ever
grow.
done. That's all he's ever done.
Yeah.
And they're
And
like,
it really fucking annoys me because on the other end of the spectrum, look at Jordan Peters, right? Bro does three. Obviously, he does higher volume shit as well, but the majority, the meat and potatoes of his training is low rep. And when I say low rep, it's like a 3 to 5.
mate, he writes out his programs and it's like deadlift 3 times
Yeah.
3 times 5 times 5. And I'm thinking, then there's like pendulum times 6
Yeah.
times 5. And I'm thinking, mate, this guy's, I think I
He did
don't
like
see
a
anything
two
as
rep
like a,
Max Smith shoulder press.
yeah,
That shit works. Exposing yourself to heavy load over time, continuously, and progressing it
mhm,
works. This is
yeah.
what I mean. Like, why do people not get it?
It's
There
true.
are so many examples.
I fell back into my old habits. I got like a 4 repper on a Smith press today. It's like the most I've ever lifted, like the lightest I've been and the most I've ever lifted. And I'm thinking, mate, for fuck's sake, like what am I doing a 4 repper? And I was there like, mate, why am I being a bitch to myself? I was thinking,
Yeah.
I've just exposed myself to a new load that I've never done before. Next week it's going to feel easier. I'm going to go in there more confident. Guaranteed, I'm going to get probably more reps.
Mhm.
People just go, no, that's not enough. That's not in the range that we build. Like, oh, did
Do
I
you know
feel much more?
what you think? Because you miss out the range by 1 rep, you don't think
Yeah,
you're
do you know what I mean? It's not
muscle.
even that though. I just thought, what am I getting from that? And I thought, mate, what am I even saying to myself right here?
Yeah.
And and I was there like, I've literally just lifted the most amount of load on a press that I've ever done. It felt good. It felt safe.
It gets to
And
that point.
what?
You just got to pull yourself up. You're like, what am I doing? Stop complaining. You just
That's
live.
the biggest mistake that I see.
There are so many wins in that situation that you haven't looked at. The first thing you looked at was, oh, I didn't get my rep range.
Yeah, no, mate. I know, mate. Just shut up. You
It's one
just
of
did.
those, yeah.
Yeah, it is
Mm.
true, mate. And this relates me to something that AJ Morris literally posted today, and it was so weird because I was talking to somebody about it. Like, you see loads of people do, like, I've been doing some weird stuff, mate. Like, people see me on my leg press and go, "Why are you sitting on the seat?" And I'm thinking, okay. And then you explain it to them, they go, "Oh, that makes sense." And then you see them do it, and they go, "Oh, this feels great." And I'm like, "Perfect." But
Mm.
then it's like his initial thought was like, "Why is he doing that? Why is he doing this?" Like, there are some things that I do where, for example, some people hold like balls and they do like
Yeah,
lateral raises and stuff. And they go, "Okay, well, it feels good for them." People go, "That's weird that he's doing that." It is very simple. He enjoys doing that, and that's what
yeah,
AJ Morris. But it feels good. It feels good for that for him, right? It
yeah,
might not feel good for you. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just might feel good for him.
yeah,
Same thing to it might feel good for him doing a 3 rep chest press. I don't want to do that, but it might feel good for them.
yeah,
See what I mean? And I think with training, mate, genuinely, it is the most simple thing made complicated, and it can be the most complicated thing made simple. Genuinely, it is literally both ends of the spectrum. You can literally
and
give
it,
someone a plan of flat press, incline press, and whatever, and
yeah,
somebody can make it so overcomplicated. Get going on. Okay, well, if I do a short and range press first, then a mid to lengthen, but then again, I'm going to get more response from doing a mid to lengthen range first. Oh my god, what am I going to do first? And then it's like, okay, so someone might go, you might give someone a really, really complicated plan of like prime flat press, prime this, and they go where to load it, what to do, and they'll just
yeah.
go, yeah, I'm just going to do a flat barbell bench press. So
Basic. It's the most basic thing, but the thing is like you said earlier, and like we agreed on, like it is probably well, arguably the most important factor. And it's
it
like
is.
if you're not actually taking it seriously or doing it, or reverse that, if you're taking it too seriously and you're looking at minor details that you don't need to worry about, it's going to
Absolutely.
up.
I've
It
been there,
genuinely
mate.
will.
I've been there, and I think I always say to clients that say to me, and I'm there like, mate, it's good that you're thinking about this because it
Yeah,
shows you where I probably what I don't want you to stress about. So the fact that you're stressed about it is like I'd rather it's like, for example, when we're lifting loads that we shouldn't really be lifting. Like, we've all been there and done like a 15 plate leg press and thinking, okay, this is probably pretty silly. It's always good going to that point and understanding, okay, I've actually stressed way too much about little things here. And then now I know the sort of difference between, okay, that's when I'm stressing about simple shit. I don't need to stress about. Let's just stay in this sort of like happy mid range where I'm enjoying my training. Am I going in there and enjoying myself? Yes. Am I still progressing? Yes. And guess what? If you're in this range of enjoying yourself and having fun and progressively overloading your training and just getting after it, rather than this range where you're just literally worrying about simple shit, you're gonna look better at this.
yeah,
Guaranteed. For sure.
agreed, 100%.
But that's the biggest mistake that I see people do. Like I said, I've been there. So it's
Yeah,
relatable for clients when clients come to me and they go, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Mate, that's great that you're thinking about that. But are we doing the simple stuff, the basics better?
there's a lot
Are
more
you
to
thinking
it.
about your execution, your intensity? Are you actually taking steps to failure?
Yeah,
Let's not worry about you worrying about like, sure is relative to session. Let's not worry about that. Let's
yeah.
just worry about you actually taking a step to failure first.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true. Good little combo to spark up the podcast. But tell us
Yeah,
if you agree, and also, well, if you've been there. We've actually no, tell like we've all been there.
we've all,
If
yeah,
you'd be
100%.
lying if you said you've not been there. We've all been there where we've overthought training, and it's something that okay, obviously we want it to be perfect. But then again, I think the more perfect you try and be, the worse you're gonna get,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, I agree.
Sometimes you might have the most simple plan, which is perfect, and people don't realize that it's a perfect plan for them because it's just made out so simple. I literally have incline press, flat press, dip, lat pull down, upper back, lat movement.
Yeah,
Cool, sorted. Pick the
simple.
movements. I don't even have a rep range. I literally just pick a movement that I've done last week, pick the weight. That's my 6 repper. That's my 10 repper. Let's build it up to 9, build it up to 12. Let's go again. Before I was there, like, this one's an 8, but
Yeah.
the seventh one moved like this.
Which percentile should I drop this rep range
Which
by?
should I go by a 25 percentile range on my back off?
Oh
Or do you know
man,
what it is? When people go like when they get like a top set for 9 and they go, mate, I've just literally done the best set of my life. My top set's just gone for a 9 repper. I'm now going to back off by 25%.
yeah,
Why don't you just do the same weight again and get it for a 6? And then they all go heavier and get a 6. And then you just made your top set weight. Now your back off set weight. And they'll go, whoa, 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 mate, I'm meant to do a back off set here. I'm
but my
meant to do
back sets after my top.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, mate. No one says that. no one says that you got to do that, right? You can do a lighter set first,
Yeah.
and or hit the top of your rep range of your top
Sometimes it feels better.
set. Yeah. Sometimes it go, mate. Honestly, in my presses, I might go into a 3 plate press first, get a 12. Next thing you know, 3.5 feels easier.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking I might do a 3 plate press on my warm ups. It might feel really easy, so I go heavier first.
Hmm.
All I've got to do is write down which one I did first, which one I did second,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know, I go, oh, last week we did this. Sound that's cool. Like when people go, oh no, I did that last week. I
Yeah,
changed it.
man.
It might affect the second set. He's still lifted low.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just don't overcomplicate it. Train,
No,
have fun, do what you enjoy, and just train hard.
that's it.
Simple. It's easy. I mean, we were going to look at shows this weekend, but Two Bros, it was the Wales one. What was it called? RL Coaching Cup.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It
it was.
wasn't. It wasn't exactly like. It didn't look too good. I've
No, mate, it didn't. It didn't.
I've
The
got it up
overall
here.
guy was good. The overall guy was good. Coached by Martin Winston, but that was it. Genuinely,
Yeah.
that was it.
Um, I've got it here. So yeah. So in classic, the overall Dom Kirby was really really good. So he is Martin Winston's guy. Um, I want to say he was formerly a men's physique guy, but I could be wrong. Um, but no, he's fucking wicked. Really really good physique. And good potential. I'm pretty sure he's going to Dubai to do
The but
the
rate that,
the pro qualifier.
rate that.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw in his story. I could be wrong, but no, yeah, he did see that. He did say that. Um, they haven't. But Two Bros don't post anything anymore, man.
Nah,
Uh,
that was really it. To be honest, mate, I can't lie. He was actually really good.
he looks pretty good.
Yeah, him and obviously Dom. He looks really good.
He looks really good. They've got the picture of the overall shot here. Um,
My man's on his calves. Why?
yeah, that is. How is he not falling over?
My man's got some ballerina.
I would be shaking the shit out of that stage.
Mate,
Oh
that is some
God.
mad plie right there, mate.
Um, so I'm assuming it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Standards of these shows, like they're just not great. Obviously, when you're not there, you don't know and everything.
I
But
think it's just the accessibility of them, mate. Genuinely, like it just
yeah,
costs a lot of money. And when you see the standard of, I know and I understand completely, like people compete to be the best. And obviously, they want to be a pro and they want to go down the pro route. But genuinely, I feel like people will get more from competing at a good level PCA show rather than
yeah,
competing against maybe like one NPC guy who's just an absolute freak. Like I'd rather be against 6 or 7 good athletes rather than 1, 2 maybe absolute freaks. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
But don't get me wrong, there are some great physiques and Big Nath look great. Um, I think he's sitting at like
He looked,
310 pounds, mate. But this guy's ridiculous as
he
well.
looked good. How the fuck did he not win?
I don't know. I think he's 7 weeks. Yeah, back to work to finish. I have
Oh,
no clue.
this guy he trains at Rob Taylor's gym.
Oh yeah, he's really good. Wow.
Yeah, sick physique. I didn't know he was
Round,
coached by Cal. To be fair, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't know
round.
he was competing. Yeah, really, really cool physique.
Game over.
What was that one? Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What would you say that he needs to improve here?
I would just say it's his chest, mate. Maybe his
Yes.
quad. Mate, I honestly thought I couldn't even see his delt there. His chest is great. I'd say quads from the front a little
Mm.
bit. Um, but chest looks. Honestly, mate, I didn't even see that. I thought his chest was like,
Because his chest looks fucking massive in some of
yeah,
the
there. I think
quad.
maybe quads from that shot looks great, but look at his front shot. It's just
Yeah.
see what I mean compared to his upper body. That's all.
In comparison, upper lower, yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
a little bit though, but not nothing major, mate. The guy's an absolute freak show.
Yeah, he'll be a very good competitor. So, um, Yeah, not too much really got posted. So wasn't we won't really go into that. I mean, we're gonna have a look at what happened in Portugal because it's a pretty
Yeah,
fucking
man.
pretty
Nath
good
won
show.
his 12th pro win.
Why are they sideways? Uh, bear with me. Everything they've posted is fucking sideways.
Brilliant. Hmm.
Yeah, really, really helpful there.
Really, really good.
Who else would have posted it? Like Sulios.
AJ, maybe?
Uh, oh yeah, this show they've got that these like
The carousel. Brilliant,
rotisserie
mate.
chicken things.
Brilliant.
It looks pretty cool to be fair.
Woman.
Yeah, but it's just like in that awkward bit where you're at the back. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, he's just got hands on his hips. I'll be like, yeah, sound.
Bonak looked really good at this show. Nathan looked really fucking good at this show.
I'm just not a fan of Bonak's physique, mate. I don't know.
Yeah,
I, it's just his waist. Like, I'd much rather somebody like, for example, like Rafa, Baruz,
yeah.
like Nath, like small waist. But I think the reason why Nath won was because he looked so drastically different compared to Italy a couple of weeks ago. Like, he looked
He filled out
way better,
so much more.
way better. Like with Bonak, he just looked the same, which, to be
Yeah,
fair, isn't his fault. He couldn't really get much better. But as you can see, it's just his waist, man. It's just his waist. But Nath looked really, really full.
yeah. Nathan looked
Um,
good.
and I looked at the judging cards for this. He won pre judging and he won the
Sick.
finals as well. So there wasn't any. It wasn't that close actually, which was pretty weird because I thought it was a lot closer on when watching it.
No, he looked really good at this show. Do you know who else looked really good at this show? Fucking Reese Mack.
May came sixth, didn't he?
Yeah,
Mate, ridiculous, man, ridiculous.
bro, he should be so gassed. Top six in a lineup like that
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You came top six.
in your second ever pro show. You
Yeah,
get
first like
in a lineup with Bonak and Nathan.
first season as a pro,
Insane.
and he got top six, mate. A pretty decent showing as well.
He's picked two
But
really big shows in terms of like who's been there.
is he doing Dubai?
I think he's doing Chicago.
Mate, that'd be good.
I've seen something, you know that WhatsApp group chat that Tom made for like
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
his prep. Um, I'm pretty sure they said Chicago, potentially going to Chicago. I don't know if it's guaranteed, but I think he wants to do one more show before he calls it a day for this prep.
He's very good, mate. I cannot wait to see Dubai though, because you've
Dubai
got
will be a really good show.
Baruz who beat Nathan, and then you got Bonak who beat Baruz, and then you had Nath who beat Bonak, all at the same show.
And and I don't even know how to spell his name. Rubiel. There.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
neck, mate.
Bro, I'm not being funny. He looks fucking insane.
Mate, he's ridiculous, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's in the Oxygen Gym mirror.
He's doing Dubai.
Is he?
I'm certain he's doing Dubai.
Mate, that is going to be such a good show.
There was a more recent one of him like outside. You know when they do that like outside the
Oh, the stairwell.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Where did they post it? Oh, it'll be on his tag.
It'll be his coach probably. Yeah, man, the guy's a freak, mate. So good.
Bro, I'd love to see him in person. Just to see it, just to witness what he actually looks like. No, it's not gonna be
Nah, mate, he's just ridiculous.
a no, he's one of those, what are they called? Belgian blue cows or whatever. You know, those pumped up cows, bro.
The pumped up cows mate, with the massive calves and
Bro, he looks
quads.
like one of them.
I personally think though, if I think Baruz will win that show.
Peru's
Baruz,
fucking sick.
so good, mate. I love his shape. Love
Yeah,
his shape, mate.
really, really cool physique.
Like him, Rafa, like that sort of tape,
Yeah.
mate, is ridiculous. Genuinely, it is ridiculous. But Baruz, if he could be at the Olympia, mate, oh, him and Nathan.
Yeah.
But I know Nathan probably won't, so which is pretty gutting, mate. To be honest, I can't lie to you.
It's really annoying. I'd love to see what he'd actually like where he'd come in that lineup.
I
Uh,
think top eight.
I'd have him beating the likes of Hunter.
That's the one everyone wants to see.
I think he
Hunter,
could be Hunter
I think so.
if he looks like he did at this show that just happened in Portugal.
Yeah, I watched his show day
That
vlog,
look
mate.
he's
He's
obviously.
drinking like three quarters of a massive bottle of vodka.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
mental what he does.
ridiculous, mate. Genuinely, it is ridiculous. But then again, it works. He
It
comes in
clearly,
full and dry. It's ridiculous, mate.
clearly, bro.
But
Should we? I got some questions
cracking
slash
through.
topics. So obviously, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did put up a little question box on the way home from the gym, just because I knew that the shows weren't like exactly shows we were going to go into in detail. Got a few people put some things in there, so there's a few small ones, and then there's a few that we could actually go into properly. So a quick one: top three future goals for both yourself and Tom.
Oh,
Um,
mate, good question.
take this within bodybuilding or without. Sorry, not without, within or outside of bodybuilding. So just life in general. Top three future goals.
Wow. This might sound so cliche, mate, but like, I wouldn't say be financially free, but I would say that is going to help being in a better position in terms
100%.
of like, but like, it's weird, mate, because like, I do what I love, and that as a byproduct of that is
Yeah,
obviously. So do you know what I mean? So that's I was so if you actually dissect that a little bit, the answer to that question is keep doing coaching and keep becoming more like a
yeah,
better, well-established coach because that's going to get me to where that is. So, um, coach elite level athletes
yeah,
to pro stages and help people as many people as possible. But I don't know whether to go down the competitor side or keep doing what I'm doing because I love the fact that I can literally coach anyone.
yeah.
That is, I love that. Like, I can help anybody. I can resolve anyone's issues, and I just want to become better at that. That's number one.
Okay.
I'll do a bodybuilding one. Even though I wouldn't say it's like top of the priority list. I want to become one of the best super heavyweights in Britain. That's a good goal to have.
Okay.
Um, not like one of the best of all time, by the way. Like a well-respected bodybuilder from Britain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whether it goes pro or not. Like when people say to me, "Oh, what about this guy?" Fucking hell, he's a good bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Get that sort of, and provide for my family, mate.
Big one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's number one. But then again, that's built off the first one that I said. So
Yeah.
it's like the first one will help me be
It's
happier.
just a more specific.
Yeah, but I think it's directly helping provide
Yeah,
my
yeah,
family
yeah. Respect. I hear that.
while getting
Um,
fucking massive at the same time. Or trying to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say within bodybuilding, take it as far as I can in terms of competitively. Um,
This will be a good one, guys. Comment down below or tell me or message me, right? How far do you think Connor will go in bodybuilding? I've got my opinion. I would love to know other people's opinions. It was like a realistic opinion, and I
yeah,
think mine's pretty realistic
yeah. I mean,
in terms of like your
the
trajectory.
thing is, right, you're always going to look at yourself less than other people will. Well, a lot of the time you'll look at yourself a lot less than other people just kind of see you. But I do know that, or I do believe in myself to the point where I can get to that level. Um, it's just how quickly or how far that can go. Because obviously you can turn pro, but then there's like, do you turn pro and do nothing with it, or do you turn pro and
Mm-hmm.
go all the way with it? So it is it's one of those. But I'd like to be a competitive pro, not just be a pro. I'd like to kind of take it as far as I can with
Yeah,
that card in hand. Outside of bodybuilding,
yeah.
I'd like to have a family one day.
Oh,
I,
yeah, mate,
I want kids. I want
for sure.
my own family because that's cool.
Mhm.
I like that. And I'm trying to think, just not random ones, but like not an
It
obvious.
is, that's the thing, mate. It's bog standard, isn't it? Like keep
Yeah,
doing
because
what you
you're
love,
looking a bit the
get a
main motive.
family, provide for your family. Like, do you know what I mean? It's so hard, but that at the end of the day, mate, like you want to look back and be like, this is what I
It
had
is
my
what I want.
epitome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like post New York, like what actually that makes me happy. Like looking back and going, I've been there. I've been there with Charlotte. I've done that
yeah,
with my family. That's what makes me happy and fulfilled. And a lot of people that might not make them happy and fulfilled. But then again, providing for my family, making memories while I'm young, while I can do it, while I've got no minimal stress.
yeah,
Like even though works like sometimes like you got to think like when you get kids, mate, you instantly put yourself at number two. Your kids are number one. So I'm making the most of it now. I'm making memories, and then when I get kids, I put myself at number two, and then provide for them.
yeah. Easy.
But
If I'm
that's
gonna
where
do
we're
a
at.
specific one, bro, I would say to get to have a Ford Ranger Raptor fully mapped out with every bit of fucking upgraded kit you could get, and just have the biggest, sickest, coolest truck ever.
Mate, don't
I
even get
love
me
those. I
started on
love
it,
those trucks, and
mate.
I
I'm
think
debating whether, mate. I was looking at like Ford Rangers because I'm getting a new car as well soon, and I've got like I hate cars, mate.
yeah.
Not into
I'm
cars.
not a car person at all.
Not a car person, but there's three cars that I've been like I've always wanted them cars, always. And I've got three in mind. One of them is the Ford Ranger, like one
Mm.
of them is, and I've got two others as well. But um, yeah, man.
They're cool.
Hopefully,
They're cool.
fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But
Really
we'll
cool.
see. But
Um,
I think little things like that, mate, are always good. But no, but for sure, those are the three fundamental things, in my opinion. Good question.
got a few others. So, thoughts on consuming higher protein, like 1.6 times your pound and body weight. Um, I like eating protein sources. Lol.
Lol. Um,
I think higher protein diets are fine.
Mate,
Um,
I think personally,
I
if
eat high
especially,
protein.
I look at okay, the setting you're in, and also as well, I do think it makes a difference if you are enhanced or you are natural. I do believe if you are of the enhanced realm, having a higher protein diet is only going to help you. Not being stupid, like if you're 200 pounds and like 400 grams of protein, but if you do want to go to the sort of like 1.5 gram per pound, there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. And I know a lot of people. I know it's not bright gross science, but if you're adequately spiking MPS throughout the day as many times as possible with a clean protein source, you, you're going to put on clean quality tissue.
Yeah.
But relative to obviously, if you are post prep where hunger's going to be high, hunger signaling is going to be high, for satiation purposes, you might have elevated protein for naturals or enhanced athletes. So diet phases, post prep, so relative to the setting of the scenario you're in, great. But naturally as well, your protein is going to be higher when you're pushing food in your off season. You can have like trace sources when you're having three bagels a day. Next thing you know, you're having three bagels and your eggs and your bacon or whatnot. You're going to be having like 60 grams of protein because there's a 30 trace from the bagels. So I wouldn't say 300 grams purely from like
Yeah, yeah.
whole sources, but if it accumulates to 300 grams when you're 220 pounds with trace, I wouldn't mind that at all. No,
No, that's
I
exactly
wouldn't
what
say,
I'm doing.
yeah,
My protein's like just over 300 on a training day.
yeah, and
Over three.
a lot of that you have like maybe 40 to 50 grams from a whole protein source, like 200 grams of you got to think, 40 grams of protein from chicken is 170, 190 with mince, and then you got to think 150 from turkey. If you're having that 40 to 50 grams
Yeah.
of whole source throughout 5 times, that's 250. And then you got to think of all the trace from the
Trace
rice,
adds
cream of
up to
rice,
about 300.
the veg, like all these different things. Like there you go. So you are going to be hitting that round. But I would say a good serving whole sources of protein relative to your scale weight, obviously. Get it in.
Not a problem at all. We haven't, someone said you haven't spoken about mindset shifts between beginner to a top athlete. Sorry, to a top amateur. Um, I mean, yeah, you see quite a few mindset shifts when you start out to becoming a top amateur, but I think they kind of come as you go. Like you don't
You
make,
learn on the way, my
yeah, you
friend.
don't. 'Cause
Literally.
if you make those changes from day one of starting, that's not going to make that much of a difference because you
Mhm.
still need to put in the hard work and the grit and the graft. Um, but those changes come automatically or almost automatically when doing the hard work and the graft.
Yeah,
So
with mindset in general, like when you go through certain phases, you're going to be exposing yourself to novelty of terms of like when you push up your body weight to 10 pounds more than what you did previously. Like you're pushing yourself to a round that you've not been before. Your first prep is going to teach you how to improve your mindset for the next prep, the next diet phase. It's going to like it all gets better and you accumulate and learn different things of what works well for you each and every way.
yeah,
That's what I would say. And that's what makes you a top level amateur, top level pro, like on the way there. Like people who expose themselves to different scenarios and gets better at those scenarios actually sits back and has like a rational thinking of going, okay, how could I improve? What did I learn from that? And then next thing, build on that, make it better. Those are the people, and that can be more relatable, better athlete, better coach if they are a coach. That's what makes them better because they can look back and go, that's what I went through. That's how I felt. I don't want to feel like that again, or I do want to feel like that again. That's what I did. That's what I'm going to make better for next time. Next thing you know, that's what you do.
it's yeah, I would agree 100% with what you just said. Um, quick fire, some of the last ones. Hardest part of prep for you personally, and what's been your hardest prep as a whole so far? You've only prepped once. I mean, I've only prepped twice. To answer the last bit, because it's a quicker question, I would say my first prep was definitely harder.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like again, from a mindset perspective, you think like, what
yeah,
can I learn better from first
it,
time?
the first prep is always going to be difficult because you're doing things you've never done before.
And you're
Um,
taking off fat that's never got rid
yeah,
of now.
so it's like there's a lot more stubborn fat to
Mm-hmm.
come off, and it's like it is difficult. It is really difficult, and it's like like I said, it's something you've never done before, so you're gonna have to do shit you've never done to get that shit off.
For sure.
Um, but I would say mainly my second prep was a lot easier just due to having more muscle. Because when you've got more muscle on you, you start to burn calories a lot easier just from doing steps and stuff. So like when my cardio got taken out fully at 10 weeks out, and I was just doing steps to for my expenditure, my steps got to like 14K, and it stayed there. And I didn't do cardio from 10 weeks out. So compare that to my first prep, I was doing Stairmaster up until the peak week. Like it's yeah, it's so
Bang on.
different.
I'd I'd say the hardest part of my prep was in between the two shows,
Yes, I
mate. Like
100%
the
agree.
mindset shift where you go from here to then going, and especially for myself, mate, where I was like, I am nowhere near stage condition,
Yeah.
or what I was like. So
Yeah,
someone would
yeah,
look back at my first shots and been like, oh, I was happy with that, mate. I was nowhere near. I was happy at the time, and now I look back, I was there like, I pulled off 17 pounds in 3 weeks. Like,
mm.
yeah, and people go, oh yeah, you were great. No, I weren't. No, I weren't. Like, I was 17 pounds. Obviously, that was from being like post show,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but like from my post show, I literally had like a few donuts to fully depleted. I lost literally 17 pounds. That is the worst I have felt, especially with the mindset shift as well, in terms of like trying to sort of like come from a high and going, oh no, straight back to the diet again, dig down, and then you're thinking, okay, it's 4 weeks for the next show, and it's very very hard to sort of go from that place where you've had that initial woof of
Get a
adrenaline rate
taste for
and that
everything.
first day. Next thing you know, it's like straight back on plan, straight back to feeling shit again, straight back to doing this and straight back to doing that. And the next thing you know, 4 or 5 days later, mate, you feel even worse.
I
Like,
can
and
agree.
then and honestly, between shows is arguably the most hardest time. And
Mhm.
I will happily, I'll say that till the cows come home, mate.
I would say between shows and post show, obviously they're the
Oh
same.
yeah,
But
for
like if
sure,
even if you don't have a show to come afterwards, like they are harder than the prep itself. And I don't think
easily.
people who haven't prepped before understand that. And when they experience it, they can be like, I can relate. Um, I was the same on my first prep. To be fair, it wasn't too bad this time, but I timed it so my show gaps weren't that big.
Mm-hmm.
But my first prep, it was a 3 week difference between two rows in PCA, and that 3 weeks is probably the longest and the hardest 3 weeks of my
Yeah,
life.
it's so like mine was 4 weeks, mate, and I'm
Hated it.
thinking this actually feels so long.
It feels like
And
time's going backwards, like it's
every
that slow.
like the last 4 weeks till the 4 weeks out to your first show, like you look back and it goes really quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You do another show after that, it just drags and
Yeah.
drags and drags. And this is why people do it at the start of their prep. The amount of people that go, oh yeah, I'm doing WMBF, and then I'm going to wait 12 weeks and do that
Yeah.
one on top. and they go, "Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore." That is the reason why. Like that is simply down to the reason why.
Yeah.
It feels ass.
It is you've got to be specific and clever with how you time out your
For
season. 'Cause
sure. For
if you
sure,
can
mate.
have, I think the best gap to have between a show is 2 weeks. Because
Yeah.
if you do weekend after weekend, fine. It's going to be difficult to peak perfectly for both.
Hmm.
You have a 2 week gap in between. It gives
Perfect.
you time to refresh
Hmm.
and actually try peak again for that show. And
Yeah, perfect.
I
I would
think
always recommend doing like 2 weeks,
because then
two weeks.
you get a week on its own, and then it's another peak week rather than
Yeah.
a peak week to a show
Peak.
to a peak week to a
Yeah.
show. It's that's not fun. No one wants to do
You're
that.
gonna look even worse, mate. Peaking
Yeah,
the physique again and again and again
yeah.
is so hard.
Have that little buffer period is
Because you
very
have to like, if you do like two back-to-back week peaks, you have to like manage how you manage the first peak and then how it's going to manage the next peak. But if we go, I'm going to peak it here, drop off fatigue and stuff from the peak week in the next week, then you go into another peak week fresh. So you've just got rid of all the fatigue from that week that you had prior. But it's all well and good. It's all
mm,
well and good. We're happy to round off there, mate. To be fair.
wasn't. That was a we kind of just went off on a tangent with most of them,
Yeah,
but
man, we'll do
that was
more of
good.
these. I think it'll be
That was
quite good,
good.
actually. It'll be quite
Yeah,
good. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, and also as well, comment, share it on your stories. It's greatly appreciated. We're going to get back to bringing more people on, which is always good. And we're going to bring out more of these sort of like topic videos. So I think it is good to get a little insight into obviously how we are, how we think and stuff and all that sort of good stuff. But on
yeah.
Spotify as well, give us a 5-star rating on YouTube. I didn't mention it, but I did mention it. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.